I got a ton of new samples here, but I'm going to start it off with just a brand by brand. So first one's first is Xerjoff. So it's not fully blind because I kind of have some memory of what I bought, but I don't know the order that they're in. So, and I don't really know these smells. So I've smelled a couple of them in the past here and there, but it's going to be pretty just kind of raw first impressions here. So let's see what we get. Here's number one. So this is a pretty sweet, fruity and fresh fragrance. Very fruity, very fresh, very sweet. I get a feeling like this is probably going to be a lot of this brand's kind of vibe. Some pretty citrusy, sharp top notes here. A little bit of that aquatic nature running underneath. Not really my cup of tea. I'll probably give it a 6 personally. A little too fruity for me. Moving on to number 2. So this is a bit more fresh and spicy. Quite fresh, a lot lighter. Pretty lovely actually. Citrusy, fresh, a little bit more, maybe a little bit of that shower gel nuance, so a little bit more pleasing for mass audience maybe. It's quite nice, I like it though. It's very palatable, very everyday wear type of fresh, airy kind of scent. Might go for an 8 on this one. Let's move on to number 3. This is pretty nice. A lot more sweet. This is that honey and tobacco vibe. But still quite a lot of freshness to it. Very uplifting, sweet kind of honeyed tobacco situation going on here. Very positive yellow kind of vibe, if you know what I mean. Very honey. Cinnamon, some spices. A bit Christmassy, a bit festive. Pretty delicious, pretty edible fragrance here. This is probably a crowd pleaser. It's pretty nice though. Also not exactly for me. It's almost a little bit narcotic, you know? I guess that's that tobacco note. So maybe an 8 for this one. Not quite for me personally, but still very nice. It's addictive for sure. Let's move on to number 4. This is very fresh, very citrusy, very light. A lot of that citrus on the top, but really bolstered by a lot of freshness and some sweet notes. An aquatic kind of thing again. Again, somehow this feels kind of classic for this brand. It feels very Italian. Lovely though, I get some kind of memories with this for some reason. It's zesty, but it's so, and yet so aquatic at the same time. Maybe another 8 for this one, I don't know, 7.5 maybe. But actually it's very lovely, yeah. Maybe we just stick with an 8 on it. I don't know if I'm being too generous. It's been a while. 7.75. Moving on to number 5 here. Okay. What is this? So a lot more woodsy here on this one. Not very pleasant. Not very pleasant in my opinion. I know for sure I'm smelling some of the paper on this because it's pretty woodsy, it's pretty musky. it's somehow kind of light and dark. It's kind of fresh and dark at the same time, which for me is not really working. Just for my personal taste, my personal nose. I don't know, give this one a 5, just not for me. It kind of smells like a dirty orange kind of situation. Dirty, musky, kind of boozy. But it's kind of like that stale beer smell, you know? Kind of a stale beer with some oranginess to it. It's like a stale beer that was left out on the beach. Not for me. Moving on to number 6. All right, so this is very fresh, very herbal, very green. Very, very herbal, very like herbal garden, maybe even some fresh cut grass. Not quite grassy though, more herbal. Maybe some lavender in there. But I think just another 6 for me. It's not something I would really want to wear, not really stand out for me personally. Not gonna offend anybody, but it's a little bit too light, a little bit too... Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Nothing wrong with this one, but yeah, just not for me. Very herbal, very fresh. Moving on to number 7. Okay, that's different. This is very kind of milky and minty. It's got a menthol kind of medicinal vibe going on here. But very creamy and medicinal and menthol. Kind of a synthetic vibe. I kind of doubt they're using so much of synthetic stuff given how pricey these are, but however it's blended, it just kind of comes off that way, somehow kind of like a mint candy. Definitely just not for me. Just give it a 4. Not sure who this one's for, but I mean, it's unique, but not for me. All right, so moving on to number 8. So this is very lemony, very, very lemony, almost a little bit lemon cleanery. Maybe we've just gotten too used to that lemon scent or something like that, but it just kind of feels like a synthetic lemon. For some reason, lemon doesn't hit very well for me personally. I think I've just associated too much with cleaning products as a kid. It's kind of a lemon lime, bright citrusy fragrance here. Fresh, some herbal notes also. Very summery, but again, just a 4 for me. Just doesn't do it for me. Not into it personally. All right, lastly, number 9. This is pretty nice. This is a herbal and floral mix here. Very beautiful florals. Very, very well blended here. I don't know. I can't pick out. I'm not good enough to really pick out which kind of flowers these are, but it's quite a beautiful bouquet. You have the airiness, kind of an airiness to it too. So it kind of smells like a flower garden maybe by the beach. It's not so salty though. It's really more of a freshwater kind of smell. So very springtime, very floral. Bit of citrus. Pretty lovely. I don't know. I give it a 7 on this one. Not something I think I would wear personally. Maybe a bit too feminine for me personally. But the aquatic nature kind of makes it a little bit more unisex. It's really nice, really nice. I give that one a 7 though, for me. So that's it for that brand. Just did those quick 9 for you. We'll move on to the next one. See you.